Is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2. Welcome to Daily Blast Live. It's Tuesday, March 16th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Stephanie and Brandon. Good to see you, buddy.
Who's this guy?
Who's this guy over here?
Yeah.
We've missed you.
I had to get away for a little bit. I went to the mountains in Virginia for a little bit, and I even sent Stephanie a picture of me horseback riding.
He did.
I was so
proud.
That's my new thing, horseback riding.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Did you say I got the horses in the back? No.
Riding Cadillac.
That's something that you would do. I just sounded terrible.
I sang that song about 10 times on the horse.
That's something I would do. That's something I would do. Welcome back, buddy. All right, so the last season of The Bachelor came to an end last night. Matt James gave his final rose to Rachel Kirkconnell, but during the After the Final Rose segment, hosted by Emmanuel Acho, the two revealed they had broken up. Matt said it happened after Rachel's controversial photos were taken at the Old South Plantation party. They were made after they were made public. That's when they broke up. Speaking on GMA today, Matt talked about the breakup and the pressure he felt as the franchise's first black bachelor. Let's watch.
It hit me like a ton of bricks, you know. I felt the weight of everything that I was carrying throughout the season, and with what we were dealing with as a country and having to explain that, why it was problematic to me and our relationship, which was extremely difficult.
And also during the show, not one but two new bachelorettes were announced. Matt's exes, Katie Thurston and Michelle Young, will have their own seasons back-to-back later this year. Yeah. Steph, you're shaking your head. Brandon's shaking your head. You guys are.
Brandon.
Because I feel like The Bachelor missed the mark on this one. First and foremost, congratulations, Emmanuel Acho. We took the NFL broadcast boot camp together back in 2016, so I'm glad to see his career flourish. But I really, this is the difference between broadcast television and what people can say on their YouTube channels and their social media. Because his conversations with the black man is one of the reasons why he got this job. He's more uncandid. It's more because last night they kept saying, oh, we're going to have that uncomfortable conversation. Uncomfortable. There was nothing uncomfortable. It was so watered down with that conversation of a black man dating a white woman in today's age. Because I feel as if having a brother who married a white woman, having biracial children, the conversation gets a lot deeper. And it gets a lot more uncomfortable than what they showed on television. Your nephew coming home, not knowing what side to identify with, and obviously with the Black Lives Matter movement going on, him wondering if he'd get killed by a police officer because of his color. But I look at The Bachelor. It's not tough love. It's not flavor of love. I feel as though they could have really got in front with this to really talk about these biracial relationships in America. Because you think of the Queen. I mean, you think of the Meghan Markle interview with Oprah, where you're saying when they were gonna have the kid, people were wondering what the skin tone was gonna be like. Those are the uncomfortable conversations that we need to have. Yeah. So yesterday was kind of like, I feel as though it was the introduction, or they tried to water it down, that uncomfortable conversation. But it's already been happening in America for quite some time when it comes to biracial relationships. So I think they could have went deeper. But again, I don't want to play Monday morning quarterback on this one, but I just think they could have went deeper with the conversation.
Man, I think that's great you brought that up, and I think it's a conversation we do need to have more openly. Yeah. I think now networks are a little bit stunted, and I don't want to speak for ABC, but I think their hands are a little tied on what they can and can't say. And we're going to be talking about Cardi B later on. So we're going to bring that into the conversation. What do you think about everything that went down on The Bachelorette?
Oh gosh, well, I'm going to focus on the fact that they're going to have two female bachelorettes back to back. Do we really need that much more romantic game show bachelor seasons?
But
I'm exhausted. How many more? There's going to be no more roses left in the world if we continue on with this.
Listen, you got a point. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see how the ratings.
I know we're all indoors and we all need to like live vicariously through other people right now on television, but how much reality show is too much?
I just think. Listen, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Jeff, it's the network towing the line. You have a black bachelorette, now you have a white bachelorette. Instead of just saying, oh, we're gonna go the black route again, or maybe it's an Asian woman. They're like, hey, why don't we appease both crowds? And we have a black bachelorette now and a white bachelorette. That's what they're doing. They're towing the line right now, and I think you're gonna lose a lot of people with this.
Listen,
I don't think people are going to watch both seasons. It's too much.
If I've learned one thing, it's that you cannot make everybody happy. Yeah, so no matter what you do, you're never going to make everybody happy. My thing I want to say quickly is Matt James, I'm sorry his season had to end like this with those controversial photos with the women that he picked for being the first black bachelor, you know, and then he had the weight of that on top of it. It's like he wasn't really given a choice. You know what I mean?
They knew what they were doing. They overproduced this because if you think about it, that picture right there, in a scale of racism between I don't care about it and I'm going to go march, that picture was that was nothing to move the needle that much.
You're right.
They used it for the production aspect.
I think you're right. All right, guys. Glenn Close has been nominated for an Oscar and a Razzie for the same role. What is going on in this world? The actress scored her 8th Oscar nod for playing Mamaw in Hillbilly Elegy. For the role also earned her a Razzie nomination for Worst Supporting Actress. Well, that looked a lot more serious. When I hear that name, I just want to make it. Never mind. The movie Doolittle had the most Razzie nominations, with 6, including Worst Actor 4-star Robert Downey Jr.
Worst movie in the world. You know when you're on a plane and you're forced to watch a movie, it's 2 of the worst movies I've watched on the plane. Gemini Man with Will Smith and Doolittle.
What's up with Hillbilly Elegy? I thought it was like about the Beverly Hillbillies. It's not, huh?
No,
I've
never even heard of it. There's so much stuff online. There's so much
content very serious.
out there.
Do you think people take offense to the name Hillbilly? Could you say that?
Maybe. I would say so, yeah.
I mean, just the world that we're living in right now, when I said it out loud, I was like, maybe some people wouldn't like that term.
Well, check the comments. Someone just wrote in, I can't believe you said it.
Well, I got my book of offensive things here, and I don't know. It's not
Meemaw. You pronounced Meemaw wrong.
Yeah, I did it all wrong. I don't know. Listen, what are you going to do?
I think it's really weird. How can you be nominated for the best thing and it's the worst in the same thing? Like, how?
Just what I said. You can't make everybody happy all the time.
Right there.
If somebody likes it, this is where the world is right now. If you say you like something, someone online will say they hate it just because they want to get under your skin.
Yeah.
They don't have any rhyme or reason for it. They just want to do it to get under your skin.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think everything's super heightened right now too, because everyone's got so much time in their thoughts and their feelings, and we're all at home, we're analyzing every single thing, like you said, that everyone has said, whether it was the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is in the world, like you said, the fact that you use that word, which I'm now not going to say because who knows,
I don't know.
But as an artist, if you're the artist, the actual actor or actress, and you're nominated for Oscar and a Razzie, how would you feel about it?
Devastated.
Like take your work is people are saying, oh, you did a good job. Then other people are saying, oh, it was the worst piece of art.
Again, man, you know what? To be perfectly honest with you, it's something that I'm struggling with, even just with this show or doing like little acting spots, because people are so divided, right? And just for the reason I told you, people don't hate my performance. People don't hate. I'm not an actor. I don't do that. Actually, I did, but
you did.
I got something coming out. But I know that they're just doing that and writing messages to get under my skin. Maybe they don't like my personality. Maybe they don't like something I said in the past. They don't necessarily not like my performance. They don't like who I am as a person, or for some reason
but they still tune in every day, and they still have got enough energy to write in. So obviously, it's ignites.
Thank you to all the hate watchers out there, hate watching everything. So in that case, if I got an Oscar nom and a Razzie, I'd focus on the Oscar nom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about
comments are currency. You want people to write in.
Yeah.
Isn't it sick?
It's part of the algorithm.
Sickening. It's sickening, but it's true. All right, speaking of award shows, the ratings for Sunday night's Grammys are in. The show, hosted by Trevor Noah, brought in 8.8 million viewers, a 53% drop from last year's show. The Golden Globes ratings were also down 63% from last year, and fewer people watched the Emmys than last September than in previous years as well. Everything's down. You would think it'd be up because everyone's at home. They can't really go out. All they want to do is watch. Why do you think this is?
I think people feel like that it's not in touch with reality, maybe, or maybe they feel, we're stuck at home and that people are still able to go out and do all these things, even though it is under COVID guidelines and the, social distancing and all of that with the award shows. But I think people just feel like it's really out of touch, and I feel like they just feel like it's not. To me, it's aspirational. To me, I see those things, and maybe because we work in entertainment, I dream of the day that one day we get an Emmy or a nomination, and I pray we get that. I love award shows. I love seeing people get dressed up. I love to, as much we were talking about all the hate and the negative comments. And obviously part of our job is to criticize some of those things, and we give our opinion. And obviously, hopefully we don't hurt anyone when we do that, because I'd like to believe that everyone on this panel does it constructively and, not to degrade or belittle someone, But I think other people maybe just see it as, I don't know, like it's no resonance to them.
Yeah. I think people are looking at it. When you look at the Grammys or you look at one of these award shows, you don't care necessarily who wins. You're looking for the production. I think a lot of people are looking for the production, though, and that's what we used to get, these spectacular shows, lights, cameras, all of that. But now
I think that the Grammys still gave us that.
It's
I thought
CGI,
they did such
it feels like now.
I just feel like they did such a good job given the resources available, and I love celebrating other people. If I see someone get an award and I think, oh wow, they've worked so hard for that, they deserve that moment to shine.
Listen, I'm with you, but unfortunately, I don't think you guys mentioned the main reason. What I think in my mind is politics. I don't think anyone wants to hear their opinion. I think they just want to watch their movies, enjoy their movies. They don't need to hear who you're voting for or why or what. I think it's weighing heavy on people and they're fatigued by it. That's just my opinion, but hey, I don't know anything. I made half of you happy out there. The other half. Getting the greasy fingers out. Coming up at DBL. People are still fired up about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's performance at the Grammys. We're tackling the controversy coming up. And the dating app Tinder is allowing users to run background checks of potential love interests. Is this a good idea or a bad idea?
Closed captioning provided by
Drive-thrus have been booming during the pandemic, and restaurants are betting that will continue. Now they're using technology to predict what you'll order. Let's connect the dots. When the pandemic hit and restaurants faced restrictions, more places started upping their drive-thru game. That means Starbucks had workers walking car lines taking orders. Chipotle created Chipotlanes, where customers can grab pre-ordered food. And even Applebee's is testing its first drive-thru. Several big names are trying to improve the drive-thru experience with technology. For many, that means encouraging customers to order through apps to speed up the process and improve accuracy. Other restaurants have loyalty programs through their apps that reward customers with points for free food. And fast food giants like McDonald's and Burger King are turning to artificial intelligence to predict what you'll order. That means everything from suggesting iced coffee on a hot day to using Bluetooth technology to ID loyalty program members and ask if you want the same thing you ordered the last time. It's an improvement over screaming into a static-filled speaker in the drive-thru lane.
Loving that shot. Welcome back, Rob. Welcome back, DBL Nation. There's more controversy over Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion's performance at the Grammys. Some people are very upset at the explicit song and dance, and here's a short portion of what we are allowed to show you, okay? The performance did include a warning beforehand that it may not be appropriate for small children, but other portions included the two women doing an intricate dance while intertwined all atop of a giant bed. Well phrased. I enjoy that.
Intricate.
Intricate dance. Some folks are complaining that this performance was allowed to be broadcast nationally, but Mr. Potato Head, well, he was canceled. Others on Twitter commented, this performance was trashy for a show that is supposed to be family friendly. Another person wrote, I am mortified for all who just witnessed what has happened to our society. Unacceptable. But some defend the performance, saying, I don't want your kids seeing that. Be a parent and don't let your kids see that. So was the performance too graphic, and should performances like this be canceled?
You're the father.
Oh man,
you're the father.
Man.
I want to hear your take on this.
I'm the father and the old man in the room.
Okay.
I just don't think it's classy, man.
Okay.
I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. And I know people don't even want to talk about gender anymore. It's very difficult, let me tell you, to sit up here and tell you how I honestly feel without offending somebody. It's very difficult, okay? If I had a young daughter, I don't. I have two boys, and I know people raise their kids gender neutral, and I don't. I don't do that.
Yep.
I witness my boys play with little girls who are our neighbors. I see my nieces, they're different.
Yep.
To me, they're different,
Yep.
okay? I wouldn't want my daughters watching this show. It's on CBS. I know there was a warning on there. We're not allowed to say the name of the song, not even the letters of the name of the song on this network.
Yep.
Okay? Yep. So ABC, CBS, they should be held accountable. ABC just fired their host for The Bachelor for an opinion he had. Whether you agree with that opinion or don't agree with that opinion, he is no longer the host. This is allowed to be aired on CBS with no complaints. Janet Jackson lost her career. Pretty much. Yeah. I mean, not completely, but it really hurt her career.
It damaged it.
For showing a nipple. We can't even say the name of this song. So defending it, in my eyes, as a parent, is irresponsible. I'm sorry.
Stephanie, as a woman.
Oh, well, I think all of DBL Nation very much heard all my thoughts and definitely chimed in hard about that, which it was great. The good, the bad, the ugly, whether you agree or not. I'm here for it. You know, everyone's got a right to their voice and difference in opinion. Like I said, I love Cardi B. I love Megan Thee Stallion. I enjoy their music and I play it. Yes, I do. But again, we couldn't show the clips that Jeff was just talking about on our show now. We couldn't, we saw the opening to it where it was just dancing, but it did go to another level. And yes, it was 10 o'clock at night, which is after the watershed and hopefully children in bed or whatever's going on. But still, I think it took it into a very different place. We do see controversial things happening at award show. We saw Britney and Madonna kiss. We saw Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl where her nipple came out. And then, you know, we did see other people people mentioned Dua Lipa. She also performed and did a sexy dance and removed some clothes, but I'm sorry, I don't feel that Dua Lipa and Cardi B's performance were comparable for multiple reasons and multiple partners and beds.
What you guys just saw was the exception. That's it. You're talking about two of the most powerful rap artists out there right now. Now, if you're the Grammys, and we just talked about the downtrend in viewership, these two people are going to bring their followers to watch their performance, to
but the
watch
numbers
their
are still
show.
really bad.
It doesn't. Hey, we talk about cancel culture. We don't know what's right, what needs to get canceled, but you also see power. And when your numbers are bigger than that network, then that network is going to show those performers or that artistry. We're talking about the two hottest female
They are
rappers.
the hottest women and they're exceptional, but the numbers were still bad, so the audience didn't translate. The audience at home complained.
All right.
I was dancing. I was dancing.
All right, guys, we'll be right back, everybody.
Nearly 110.
Are the CDC, Dr. Linda Nabha, an infectious diseases expert with the University of Pittsburgh, and Dr. Namanje Bumpus from Johns Hopkins University, who says food allergies are not a concern here.
Food allergies are not contraindicated, milk allergy, egg allergy, any of that.
And Dr. Nabha told us that there's no reason a shellfish allergy should keep you from getting a vaccine.
Shellfish is okay.
The CDC agrees, saying that they recommend, quote, that people get vaccinated even if they have a history of severe allergic reactions not related to vaccine or injectable medications, such as food, pet, venom, environmental, or latex allergies. So we can verify that yes, if you have food allergies, you should still get a COVID-19 vaccine. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
Welcome back to DBL. I got to tell you, the conversation about Cardi B did not stop when we went to commercial. Everyone in the studio, which is very skeleton crew, had an opinion on what was going on. So I'm sure you guys
It's conflicting too.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's talking at home as well.
Yeah, I mean, we represent multiple generations in this studio, so you can see why one one side would be like, no, it was acceptable, it was great. But then a more conservative side would be like, no, they need to class that up a lot more. Absolutely.
And you know what the difference is between like writing into the show and just giving an, I don't want to paint with a broad brush, but like an ignorant comment about one of us or our show. You talk in person to somebody, you don't agree on something, and you talk through what's going on without being insulting, without being racist, without being biased, without being this. You have a conversation, and you just talk about things.
You should do motivational videos.
You know what? We had a story about a dating app. Who cares? We're going to keep it here.
Yeah.
But with the motivational app, it's just I get frustrated, or the motivational app, Tinder app. I get frustrated with people, right?
Yep.
They want motivation, like motivate me. I'm like, all right, man. Here's what you got to do. You
but
got to
then
get
they'll be
up
like,
at 6 in the
you're too
morning.
positive. You're not realistic.
No, like, well, I slept in. I'm like, man, don't ask me for my help if you don't want to help. You know what I mean? That's like, okay. But anyways, back to Cardi B.
No, what I was saying, Brandon was saying, obviously, he was very much into the performance, whatever else. And I said how I saw it as going in two different directions. It was, so obviously Megan Thee Stallion opened up that act, right? And I loved how she did it. And her lyrics aren't exactly innocent. They're not exactly like PC, but she did it in a way where her costume, I felt, was super glamorous, old school Hollywood. She had tap dancers, and she did some pretty heavy twerking too, but she incorporated it into she did a bit of ballet. She also did a whole showgirl routine. And then that performance ended up with her in what only was a simulation of a two-female act on a bed. So it went into a very different world and place.
Went too far. Yeah.
It went into a different place,
And me and Brandon were talking. We're like, if you want to do that, we're cool with that. But put it on HBO. Go all the way with it.
Skinamax.
Go all the way with it. I think network TV should be held to a higher standard.
Yeah.
That's all.
Agree.
Agree or don't agree. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
The Verify team is here to get you the facts, dispelling misinformation spreading online. And we've seen a lot of questions about the latest stimulus checks. David from Maryland asked us this question. The last $600 stimulus checks were not subject to child supports and other garnishments. Are the $1,400 checks exempt as well? So let's verify. Can these checks be garnished by either the government or private debtors? Our sources are Henry Grez from the American Institute of CPAs, this letter from a coalition of financial associations, including the American Bankers Association, an emergency order from Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, and the bill itself, the American Rescue Plan. Grez tells us that the answer depends on the type of debt. Just like in the past, these stimulus checks cannot be garnished by the federal government or the IRS, but they can be garnished by private companies.
If you're behind on credit card payments and the credit card company has filed a judgment against you, they will be able to access that.
And our viewers aren't the only ones who noticed. 19 financial groups signed this letter to Secretary of the Treasury Janet Yellen, urging Congress to pass a standalone bill that would protect these checks from being garnished. So far, though, no such bill has been signed into law. But there is action on the state level. Governor Hogan just issued this emergency order saying that these payments are exempt from garnishment and that, quote, all financial institutions are ordered to consider these payments as protected. The governor's office told the Verify team that this only applies to banks that are doing business in the state who are subject to their oversight. So we can verify that yes, as of now, these checks can be garnished by private companies, although there are efforts on the state and federal level to stop this. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozlov.
back to DBL. A year later, many small business owners are still feeling the financial impact of the pandemic. We're sharing some tips to help in today's Bang for Your Buck. First, adapt to digital. Try marketing and selling online to maintain your sales and cut back on store costs. Second, study your stats. If certain products weren't selling prior to the pandemic, get rid of them. And third, invest in the best small business insurance. When it comes to your small business or any type of quality and affordable insurance, the Buck's got your back. The Hartford will be happy to provide you with solutions. Call 1-800-684-6085 or visit thehartford.com to learn more.
Okay, the Buck's got my back.
The Buck's got your back.
And another thing, instead of ordering on Uber Eats or Grubhub, like you can look at that menu, but call that small business. Instead of getting those fees on there. Help that small business out by calling in and having that delivered.
I like that. I want to do a couple shout outs. It's Michael Dean's birthday, our producer with the big arms who introduce the show every day. You're going to see a clip of him right
We would not be here doing these stories without him. He's amazing.
There's Michael Dean,
he puts all this together.
Executive
Very
producer
good.
Bert right next door.
Bert's right next to him, both masked up, keeping safe.
Sharing this celebration is me and my wife's 5th year anniversary.
Hey!
Yeah, so happy anniversary, love. I love you. Sorry I spilled that milkshake all over the carpet and left this morning. I love you, though. I'll be back to clean it up.